In the summer of '87, I had moved to Chicago to start my surgical internship. Back then, hazing wasn't just common, it was expected. So that's how a cardiac surgeon, as a gesture of welcome, took something from me and held on to it until I earned it back. It was something my parents gave me. It was my name. It started on the first day. As the intern, I showed up in the ICU at 5:30 in the morning, clipboard in hand, and taking all the information of what happened to the patients the night before. When the team arrived at 6 a.m., I was ready. In walks Dr. Robert Campbell, cardiac surgeon, with his entourage. There was upper-level residents, nurses, PAs, NPs, SAs. There was someone who looked to be assigned to hold his left testicle, someone for the right. He was a big man. I presented the first patient. This is Mr. Smith. He's post-op day 2 from a cardiac bypass ×3. His vitals have been stable overnight. His blood pressure, heart rate, all normal. He's had 3.2 liters of fluid in and 3.2 liters of fluid out per the chart. We are to remove his chest tube today, and he can go out to the regular floor. The team nodded. I was doing okay. The second patient, they nodded even more vigorously. I was doing all right. We made it all the way around the ICU, and I'm practically killing it presenting these patients until the very last patient. She had trouble kind of getting rid of some extra urine, and so at the end of my spiel, I added the sentence, I think she could use some Lasix. That's some medicine to help her pee. And that's when, like in an old-timey saloon western scene happened where the piano player stops playing, people start tossing over tables, and this whole crowd of people splits. And I'm staring at Dr. Robert Campbell. More accurately, he's staring at me. And he says, "You think she could use more Lasix?" Yeah? You think she could use more Lasix? Yeah? Let me tell you something, shithead. On this service, nobody asked you to think. Nobody wants you to think. You are a walking stethoscope with a clipboard. Do you understand me, shithead? And that's how, for the next 3 months of my adult doctor life, I was known throughout the hospital by everyone as Shithead. To make his point even more clear, that first day in the operating room, for no reason at all, he throws me out. And he continues to do this every single day for weeks. The nurses pick up on this routine and begin to start betting on what time I'm going to get thrown out of the operating room. They had a pool up on the whiteboard. It was called the Shithead Pool. In the 4th week, there came a day when he didn't throw me out. And on that day, I earned $20. And so, despite this, for those 61 days that I was assigned to that service, I was Xing off each and every calendar day until I got down to the last 3 days. And then I get a phone call. It's the residency director. And he says, "Well, apparently Dr. Campbell likes you. He's keeping you for another month." Boom, 34 days. It was in that last month, in the middle of the night, when one of the patients started to bleed into her chest. And so I paged Dr. Campbell, and again I paged him, and finally he answers. And so I blurt out everything he needs to know to take action. I said to him, her pulse pressure is narrow, her blood pressure is dropping, her heart rate is high, and the veins on her neck are standing up because of the pressure in her chest. And on the other end of the phone, I hear nothing. And I said, "Dr. Campbell? Dr. Campbell?" And then finally I hear, "Is that you, shithead?" And I said, "Yes." And he says, "Are you trying to tell me you think she's going into cardiac tamponade?" And I said, "I'm trying not to tell you that I think She's going into cardiac tamponade. And he said, well, stop wasting our time. Get over there and open up her chest. Excuse me? Go over the bed and open up her chest to relieve the pressure. Otherwise, she will die. And I'm thinking back to the clipboard and stethoscope guy, and I said, Dr. Campbell, full disclosure, I've never done that before. And he said, it's easy, the nurse will take you through it. So trying not to faint, I walk over to the bedside, and the nurse takes me through it. And I don't remember opening the chest that night. I don't remember Dr. Campbell showing up. What I do remember is looking at that beating heart and the normal vital signs and hearing his voice behind me saying, nice job, Ron. Let's take her to the OR and wash this up. And that is as hospitable as a cardiac surgeon gets. Thank you.